The abandoned research moon of Varos 9 had never been kind to visitors. Its wind tunnels howled like wounded metal beasts, and violent sandstorms erased footprints within minutes. But for Sarah Hale, xenobiologist and frontier scientist, Varos 9 was home, at least for now. She wasn't the type to run from harsh environments. She studied them. And today, she discovered something that would reshape the entire sector. The distress call had been faint, barely a whisper through static. A single pulse, repeating every 13 seconds. It wasn't human. It wasn't any Starfleet frequency. It was a cry for help, biological in tone, like something alive was begging. Sarah followed it into an abandoned lab carved deep under the moon's crust. The metal doors were warped, the lights dead, and the air heavy with the cold memory of forgotten science. Inside, she found the cub, a small creature, curled inside a cracked containment tank, thin, starving, trembling. Its obsidian hide shimmered with faint bioluminescent streaks, deep blue veins pulsing with life. Its 4 amber eyes blinked at her, full of fear and something else, awareness. Sarah froze. A Calrath predator cub, the deadliest species in the Orion Spur. Fully grown, a Calrath could rip through armored vehicles, chew neutron steel, and outrun plasma fire. Even their cubs were known to shred armed soldiers, but this one was dying. And when Sarah took a single step toward it, the creature didn't snarl, didn't lunge. It whimpered. Her instincts screamed to run. Her humanity made her kneel. "It's okay," she whispered softly, lowering her gloves. "I won't hurt you." The cub pressed its head against her palm. And at that moment, Sarah Hale made the most dangerous decision of her life. She picked it up. Jack's reaction. When Sarah returned to the surface, Jack Rowan, her engineer partner and closest friend on the outpost, nearly dropped the crate he was carrying. "What?" Jack asked slowly. "Is that?" "A baby," Sarah said. Jack inhaled sharply. "That is not a baby. That is a sector-level apex predator. It's starving. It's supposed to be starving. Nature is doing us a favor." But when the cub lifted its head and made a small, pitiful chirping sound, Jack groaned. "Oh, no, Sarah, no. Don't you dare do the thing you always do." "What thing?" "The I can fix him thing," Jack pointed accusingly. Sarah smiled innocently. "Jack, it trusts me. It also has 4 rows of future nightmare teeth." But even Jack, stubborn as he was, couldn't ignore how the cub licked Sarah's fingers like an abandoned puppy. "What are you going to call it?" he finally asked. Sarah looked at the small creature snuggled against her suit. "Nova?" she whispered. The cub chirped softly, accepting the name like it had been waiting for it. Raising a monster. The next few months on Varos 9 were chaos. Nova grew, fast. Sarah monitored its metabolism, developed nutrition pellets, and invented toys durable enough not to be instantly destroyed. Jack built reinforced habitats, patched the walls every time Nova decided to practice hunting drills indoors, and lectured Sarah daily. "You can't train a killer like a house cat," he repeated every morning. But Nova proved him wrong. The creature learned commands. It fetched tools. It protected Sarah and Jack from rogue sand serpents. It even curled around the generator during storms to keep their equipment warm. And whenever Sarah worked late nights in the lab, Nova laid beside her like a living shadow, glowing softly with protective blue light. To Nova, Sarah wasn't just a rescuer. She was mother. The galaxy notices. The peace didn't last. 6 months after Nova's rescue, the Calrath Prime Fleet arrived in the sector. Their ships, bone-white dreadnoughts shaped like predatory blades, blocked every jump route. The sector trembled. Broadcasts blared, "Return the stolen cub or face extinction." Jack stared at Sarah. "You didn't steal it, right?" "It was abandoned," she muttered. Tell that to the 12-foot murder lizards aiming plasma cannons at us. Varos 9 shook as a Calrath war envoy descended. When they landed, the ground cracked beneath their heavy armor. Their leader, High Hunter Vrakor, towered over Sarah, mandibles flexing in fury. "You harbor our lost heir," Vrakor thundered. "Return him!" Nova stepped between Sarah and the Calrath warriors, hackles raised, bioluminescent veins blazing, but Sarah placed a hand on Nova's neck. "It's okay," she whispered. To everyone's shock, Nova obeyed. Sarah stepped forward. Her voice, though quiet, carried across the barren moon. "I didn't harbor him. I saved him." Vrakor's golden eyes narrowed. "Calrath do not need saving. They survive." "Not this one," Sarah said calmly. "He was dying. Alone. Afraid." The warrior hissed. "Weakness." "Compassion," Sarah corrected. "Something you never gave him." Nova growled, but Sarah's hand on his fur kept him steady. Vrakor studied her. "And what has your compassion created?" Sarah smiled and stroked Nova's skull plating. "Something stronger than anything in your empire." The trial of blood. The Calrath demanded proof. Nova was forced into the trial of blood, a ritual arena where only the fiercest survived. The warriors expected Nova to fail, to prove that a creature raised by humans had grown soft. But Nova wasn't soft. He had Sarah's intelligence, Jack's engineered enhancements in his training field, and the wild strength of his lineage. He dominated the trial, cleanly, efficiently, without killing a single challenger. When the final warrior fell, Nova stood tall, blue veins burning like stars. The Calrath gasped. Even Vrakor bowed his head. "Humans," he muttered, stunned. "You have done the impossible. You tamed a Calrath not with chains, but with affection," Jack smirked. "We're full of surprises. A new future." Vrakor turned to Sarah. "Human, you may keep the cub," Sarah blinked. "What?" "He has chosen you, and a Calrath's choice cannot be undone." Nova nuzzled Sarah, purring like a massive engine. "But," Vrakor continued, "from this day on, the Calrath Empire will stand under your protection. You have proven that humans forge strength from kindness, a power we never understood." Jack whispered, "Sarah, you just adopted an entire empire." Sarah sighed. "I only wanted to save one creature. And now," Jack grinned, "you've changed the whole sector." Nova wrapped his large tail around both humans, pulling them close, and on that barren moon, under a sky split with alien warships, humanity earned a new title, one whispered across star systems, the species that raises monsters into heroes.